Hey everyone, it's Raven. Welcome back to the Nest. What I have for you all is I'm going to be wrapping up paycheck budget number 1 for September and then setting up paycheck budget number 2. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Went through and removed the pages that I need to work on, which is one, I'm gonna side note a little bit, but which is one of the reasons why I really like working out of a happy planner or a disc bound type situation for my budget planner, because I'm one of those people who write awkwardly. I'm gonna say awkwardly, at least for me, because I cannot write with my pages like this, like straight up and down, because it's weird for me. And so I have to always turn my pages to the side. Well, doing that sometimes, depending on which side of the book I'm writing on, if I'm writing on this side versus this side, it's kind of just hard for me to write. But anyway, that's just kind of some extra information that y'all probably didn't need to know, but that's one of the reasons why I do use this disc bound situation for this, because I kind of like to be comfortable when it comes to working in my budget and money and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get into paycheck budget number 1 and wrapping it up. I zoomed in a bit so that you all could see. We already have our actuals for our full-time paycheck. Online income, that actually came in at $171.58. And this was after me taking out any applicable taxes and things. I just take out a round dollar figure for taxes. So that is what I ended up with for the past 2 weeks after taking my taxes out. My part-time job, I budgeted at $10.25 after taxes, because for my part-time job, same as online income, I have to handle my own taxes because I'm considered a 1099 employee for that job. So I have to, like I said, figure in my own taxes and stuff, and that is what I budgeted based on what I thought my check was going to be, which I usually tend to know because we're paid on a monthly basis. So I guess I maybe calculated something incorrectly, or maybe I got some little extra bonuses on stuff, because sometimes we do get time bonuses for doing certain things timely. So that may be what I got, because once I got my check, it was significantly more than I thought. So I had an actual take home after taxes of $1,140. So that was definitely a surprise for me. So let's go ahead and calculate up what we actually brought in as far as income. So it's going to be $2,094.52 for my full-time job, and that didn't go in right on the calculator. $2,094.52, and then $171.58 for online income, plus $1,140 for my part-time job. So it came in as an actual at $3,406.10, which is a difference of, let's see, 3269.52. That is a difference of $136.58 that I was pretty much in the positive. Let's move down to our expenses. I already have pretty much all of my expenses added in except for my T-Mobile, which that one did come out as budgeted at $175.15. What did not come out as budgeted, and I need to contact them to find out what happened. It wasn't a significant difference, but because I watch my budget like a hawk, even something being off by $1, I'm going to notice it. So I budgeted my Xfinity at $68.85, which is what it always is. It always has been for, at least I know, the past year. So I don't know, maybe I lost a promotion or something. I don't know. But what promotion would have only been giving me, like, what, $7 off? Because what actually came out, because this is on auto pay, and what actually came out was $75.19. So I find it really hard to believe that I was getting some type of discount of only, like, what, $7 or whatever. So I'm going to contact them to see what happened and try to get that situation rectified. Let us calculate up what we actually spent for expenses. So that's $44.99 for gym, plus $75.19 for Xfinity, plus $45.68 for TruePinion, $133.67 for Allstate, which is my car insurance, and then $175.15 for my phone bill. So that came out to $474.68, which has us over by 46834, which had us over by $6.34. And that was basically the difference between what I budgeted and what was the actual of this Xfinity. So like I said, $6.34. What I mean, what could have happened there? I don't know. Maybe the rates went up. I don't know. But I'm gonna call them and try to find out. Moving down to debt. I paid half of my car note amount. That was $200, and then I actually paid $200, and that was actually all I had to pay for debt for this paycheck budget. I started to go ahead and fill in for my cash envelopes, and I was like, well, shoot, I need to record a video. So what we had for food, I budgeted $160, and I actually paid $121. Pet, we budgeted $90, and I did pay out $90. Personal, I budgeted $25, and I actually spent out $20. Household, we budgeted $25, and I actually spent out $10. That was for that hand sanitizer. Gas, budgeted $90, and we actually spent out $90. So let's calculate up what we actually spent. $121 plus $90 plus $20 plus $19 plus $90. So that is going to be $331. And so how I pretty much have like exact numbers here, like round numbers, I think somebody asked me that once before, and it's usually because I always have exact change. Now that is going to change at some point very soon because I'm running extremely low on the change in the car. And because of the coin shortage that is happening, many places are not wanting to give you change back. They're telling you either have to pay with exact change or pay with a card. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do once I do run out of change, unless I go to like a little change machine and get some change or whatever. But I'm running low on change because I had an absorbent amount of change under the radio in my car for the longest, and it just is there, and I have just been taking from it as I need to. So $390 minus $331. That was a $59 difference there. Moving on to sinking funds, I have completely filled this section in. We have $100 that was budgeted for house, and I did put in $100, and that brought that fund up to $6,600. Car, $10. We did put our 10 in. We are now at $94. Vacations, we put in $40, and the total net fund is $240. Halloween, we are budgeting $15 a week for that, which usually comes out to $30 in a paycheck budget. So we put our actual $30 in, and the total in that fund at the end of this paycheck budget was $30. So that brought us to our grand total of $180. Investments and other savings, stash, I put my $60 in, and the total in that fund, which this was as of a couple of days ago, and it may have gone up or down because it's stocks and whatnot and it fluctuates. This was as of a couple of days ago. This was at $2,913.56. Savings challenge number 1, we budgeted $133, and I actually put in my $133 because I successfully completed my savings challenges for this past paycheck budget. Well, not completed, like done, but for what I was supposed to save the past 2 weeks, it was saved. Savings challenge number 2, we budgeted $250, and I did put in $250. I never put the totals in for these two simply because I combined all of this into one savings account, so it would be difficult for me to figure out what's the total for each one of these. So I just usually leave that blank. We put in our total, which was $443. So let's go ahead and add in our totals here, and then we can total up. So cash envelopes was $331. Investments and other savings was $443. And then our expenses was $474.68. $474.68. All right. So let's total us up here. $474.68 plus $200 plus $331 plus 180 plus 443. All right, so that came out to be $1,628.68, which is a difference of, did that wrong, 1681.34 minus what we actually spent, 1628.68. So that is a difference of $52.66. So basically that puts me in the positive. I did not go over. I actually came in under budget. Total as far as income was $3,406.10. And then minus our actual outgoing, which was $1,628.68. That means that we were left with a grand total of $1,777.42. And where did all that go, you ask? Well, I made a lump sum payment to my last credit card. I did that maybe a couple days ago. And then I also did some other kind of miscellaneous spending, birthday stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get into paycheck budget number 2. So full-time income, we budgeted at $2,134.53. I did get paid on today, so that did come in at $2,134.53. We do not get a part-time paycheck this paycheck budget. That'll be next month in October. But we are going to, of course, budget for online income. And we are going to budget at our usual $150. So that brings our budgeted income to 3453 plus 150. That brings our budgeted total for income to $2,284.53. Now let's move on to our expenses. So what bills do I have due? So we definitely have MLG and W. How could I ever forget you? Manual pay. So it's going to be MLG and W, and we are budgeting at our $250. I'll pay that later today, so I'll go in and add the actual for that because I just don't have it right now. Then we have on 9/20, we have an auto pay for Allstate, which this is my renter's insurance for $17.68. Then on 9/23, we have Amazon. I messed that up because Amazon is an auto pay and it is at $1.08. Then also on 9/23, we have another auto pay, and that's going to be AT&T for $50. 9/29, we have an auto pay for Netflix, $19.70, and then also on the 29th, we have Hulu at $13.13. At least I think it's going to be $13.13. They did send out, I think, an email, or it may have even been like an announcement when you open the app on whatever you're watching. They will be increasing their prices, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen on this round or when I pay it for next month. I don't know. We will see. And I don't even remember what they said it was going to go up to. So, all right, so that is it for expenses for this paycheck budget. So we're going to do $250 plus $17.68 plus $1.08 plus $50 plus $19.70 plus $13.13. So that is going to be $301.50 $159 budgeted for expenses. Moving down to debt payments, that's going to be $917, and we're going to do half of the car note, budgeted at $200. This has actually already came out, because one thing I do, and I did this for any debt payments that I was making, I've always done this, I actually go in and I pay it the day before. So I want this to always come out on the day I'm paid, my $200 for the half of my car note. So what I do is I go in and make the payment on the app or the website, whichever I'm doing. I go in and make the payment on Thursday, the day before, because once it processes through the bank, it'll actually come out of my account on Friday, on payday. So that's just kind of like a little hack. So that came out. So we were budgeted at $200, and we actually paid $200. All right, so moving on to the back, to cash envelopes. We are going to say gas, we're going to budget $90. Food, we are budgeting $160. Pet, we're budgeting $90. Household, our usual $25. And then personal, we're going to also do our $25. And that actually comes out to, I'm pretty sure what it comes out to. I just always have to check. 90 plus 160 plus 90 plus 25 plus 25. 390. Is that right? Let me do it one more time. 90 plus 160 plus 90 plus 25 plus 25. Yeah, that's right. I always have to make sure. $390 for cash envelopes. Sinking funds, we're gonna say house, budget that one at 100. Car, that one's budgeted at 10. Vacations, budgeted at 40. And then the newly added addition, which is Halloween, 30. So that comes out to 10, that is 180 that we will put towards that. Savings and investments, we have stash, where we will budget our usual 60. Then we have savings challenge number 1 and savings challenge number 2. So over a 2-week period for savings challenge number 1, we will save, or we will budget to save $329. For savings challenge number 2, over a 2-week period, we will be budgeted to save $150. So for our totals, we have 60 plus 329, 329 plus 150. So that is a total of $539 for that. Let's go ahead and do our totaling out. So savings and other investments, $539. Sinking funds, $180. Cash envelopes, $390. Debt is $200. And expenses, $301.59. $301.59. So let's add her up. 301.59 plus 200 plus 390 plus 180 plus 539. So that's a budgeted outgoing total of $1,610.59. So let's get our budgeted remaining. So we're going to say 2284.53. That's going to be a budgeted remaining leftover of $673.94. Alright guys, so there we have it. That is my budget all set up for the next 2 weeks. If you enjoyed this video, definitely go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you do not miss any more of my videos. Thanks guys. Peace.